I'm Rob Licuria, Senior Editor at Gold Derby, here with Emmy nominee Jennifer Coolidge, star of HBO's sensational The White Lotus. First of all, Jennifer, congratulations on your first ever Emmy nomination.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah. Yes, I did not see this coming, so this is very cool, I have to say. I'm very flattered and touched that people would, nominate me. But
yeah, it's cool. It's do you remember where you were? Like, how did you find out about the nomination the morning of?
Well, it happened in a very weird way, because you see, I had a friend tell me that it's like, if you get nominated, they call you ahead of time, and they call you before you get the nomination, and they let you know, like, the people, whatever. So, and they said it happens at like 6 a.m. So 6 a.m. came and left. It was like 8 a.m. And I was like, oh well, I missed it. It didn't happen. Oh well, I try not to get my expectations up. I be realistic. But then I heard, oh no, Jennifer, there's an 8:30, something had happened at 8:30 where they make the announcement. And then I missed that one. But I guess there was one after that. I guess there was I got the wrong information. So I lost twice in my head. So by the time it happened, I was like, really? I was like, can you take a photo of it or something? I go, I need you to have proof, because I said, at this point, I don't know if I believe you. I said to my publicist, Gary. So then he had to send me a photo of it.
Wow, lucky. Just to make sure, because you don't want to be disappointed. But you know what? Like, honestly, most of us were expecting it, and we're very happy that it happened. You're nominated alongside your co-stars Connie Britton, Alexandra Daddario, Natasha Rothwell, and Sydney Sweeney. Yeah. So that's 5 out of 7 from White Lotus.
How about
what were your
that?
reactions to that? How cool is that?
That is so cool. And it says so much about Mike White, because Mike White is such a brilliant creator, and everyone knows that by now, and all the movies he's written, and the television shows he's written, and he's just, he is the genius that everyone thinks he is, except he's also brilliant at casting, and no one's better at sort of picking people that are right for, I thought the casting in White Lotus was incredible. He picked, the greatest actresses for their, that fit the roles so succinctly, so well. And then the added plus is we all really liked each other. It was a really fun job where everyone we were all stuck in that hotel together for and it could have, I don't know, it could have been any group of people, but yeah. But it was just this is all such an added bonus, because it was a really fun job, even though it was, hot as hell.
And it was like in the heart of COVID, right? And you're on Maui, it's a beautiful location, but I heard that it was a difficult shoot because of the COVID situation.
Yeah, the big bummer, look, I don't know, maybe if it's someone like, if you're like 18 years old, like, or like, like Fred, like someone, I don't know if getting up at like 3 a.m. for the COVID shot and then shooting all day and then, ending at like 10 p.m. I think it's not a big deal, but I don't know that, like, it was those three, like, I look at the call sheet and it'd be like Jennifer Coolidge, 3:12 a.m. I'd be like, oh no.
Oh, no, that's horrifying.
But you know what? Most people think about, I think of all the jobs in the world, and most people are getting up really early and doing these very hard jobs. So what am I, who am I to say, like, oh, poor me getting up for this job? So
yeah.
But
you're not collecting trash or anything. So like, no disrespect to those people, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you're happy to do the job, and I hear you.
Yeah, it's just really the disadvantage of it looks like someone, I've heard this expression before, but it was really true with me. Like, it just looks like at that hour and for most of the day after, you can't undo it. It just looks like you were beat with a shovel in the face. You know what I mean? You just like, you're all like smushed in, and there's like,
yeah.
You look at the mirror and you're like, oh, I guess this is this
This
is,
is me.
I mean, this is how it goes. And I guess I've just been lucky on certain jobs where I didn't have these 3 a.m. calls.
Yeah.
I've never been on one of those jobs where I had like 3 hours of prosthetics to play like,
Yeah.
play lizard lady or something. So,
Maybe you could do that next. You could do a Star Trek job. That'd be lovely. I wouldn't mind.
no, because now I know what it's
Now
3
you
a.m.
know. Don't do it. Don't even bother. Yeah, getting up at that hour is not great. The puffiness is an issue for me, but we just have to get over it. What do you do? You know what, though? Honestly, this is honest, genuine. This is one of the most compelling, funny, heartbreaking characters I've seen in years. We just love everything about Tanya. I really felt for her, and she was super funny. What did you most love about her and portraying her?
I could relate to so many things that I could relate to you know someone who hadn't really resolved the death of her mother. My mother died, or I was like, like 31 or something when my mother died. And it was a devastating thing, and I didn't really get to I didn't get to have my moments with her to really say everything, because it was happening so fast. She was given like a month to live, and she had this terrible cancer and stuff. So I didn't. So I think I think if you haven't had a resolved death in your life, and you still think about it every day, I think it's pretty easy to access. And I'm still incredibly sort of grief stricken, I think. So I think that it helps with the acting job. I get, what I mean. And I don't know, I just related. Mike White knows me pretty well. He was my boyfriend in a movie a long time ago, and he knows me pretty well. He knows what makes me sad. And we went to Africa together, and we were in these tents really close to each other. So he got to know me really fast on this trip, and I think so he knows all the things that bother me and stuff. So I think he just put them all in the script. And I don't know. Mike White is right, though. He's right about so many things, and he I don't know. I just can't tell you how grateful in this lifetime. I never thought that I would have a part like this, and at the same time, I never expected anything from this job. I just didn't expect. This is all gravy. This is nothing I ever thought would happen. I thought, I don't know. I just thought I was sort of past that. There was, I've been around for a while, and just thought maybe this wasn't going to happen. Some exciting thing like this.
Yeah.
I might have gotten some little awards here and there, like theater award and stuff, but this is like a very big deal.
It is.
Me. So
I was thinking last night, like it's 3 decades in the business, and honestly, without blowing smoke, you are a bit of a legend in comedy. Like a lot of people know you and really love and respect you. But to get your first industry award nomination like this after all this time, so many people are so thrilled for you because of that, because I just feel like it's something that's been kind of on the horizon for a while and should have happened way earlier. Do you really fully appreciate how people really admire you? Like, I remember at the Emmys last year, you walked out and all these people who are supposed to be all like keeping it together and faking whatever were just roaring and laughing and clapping and cheering for you. It was a great moment. What do you feel about that?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I always sort of feel like I can't tell if they're laughing at something I'm doing, or if it's like, like I was trying to hold my stomach in, and
that's me too.
I mean, like, I'm wondering if I wonder if they're catching like my neuroses where I'm like trying to act cool, but I don't know, what I mean? I don't know if it was like, I don't know if I created that really, like, I don't know if it was like something clever. I don't think it was anything clever I did, actually. I think it was like they could see, I don't know, my uncomfortableness or something. I don't know.
Really? Yeah, I think it was because White Lotus is airing. Everyone was really into it. They're like, oh, wow, Jennifer Coolidge, we must remember to nominate her next year. And then you made the joke about how the men you know, good on the men for overcoming such adversity in the industry. And everyone screamed out laughing. It was a great joke.
Oh yeah, no, I like, actually, that was a cute little thing that they had me do. Yeah, I thought you were talking about like when I first walked out, I felt like, um, I was having an anxiety attack because I had like my chewing gum in my napkin on my lap. I was chewing gum because there's all these sort of, garlicky things at the table.
Yeah.
I put some chewing gum and then I took it out and somehow it got all over the front of my dress.
Oh man.
Like the melted chewing gum. And then they were like, Jennifer, you're up next. And I don't know, some woman came along, I don't know what she used, Scotch tape, some genius woman came out of nowhere and said, I can fix this. And she had 2 seconds, but so I think I was like coming off that moment and maybe, but you're right. They gave me something funny to say. I didn't write that, but that was great. But
it was delivered beautifully. So with White Lotus, there's 2 areas that I want to talk about. Firstly is your work with Natasha Rothwell. You mentioned in an interview with the LA Times how your improvising with her was so much fun. And then I asked her yesterday about it, and she said, firstly, she said it was a dream come true working with you. Then she said it was like comedy tennis, and she felt like it was Venus and Serena, and she really relished the opportunities to make you break. It was just something that she really enjoyed. Can you talk me through what it's like working with her? Because those scenes together with Belinda and Tanya were so great.
Yeah, I guess the deadliest thing about Natasha, it's impossible to make her break. So yeah, she's really good at the game. And she's most of my scenes were with her, either her or John Gries, and but mostly Natasha. And she just gives you everything you need to do the scene. I don't think I've ever worked with someone who's more committed in the moment. And I don't know, it certainly helps. It certainly helps your performance if someone is like that. And I don't know, I'm so surprised that Natasha is so young and she has a million things going on. Like I've never met anyone like she is someone to be reckoned with. She's going to be ruling the world, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
She's so bright. She's such a bright person. And beyond having great acting chops, I think it's like she was locked up in her room creating shows. She's writing episodes of shows, like, well, and then like doing that in between her acting, and just fitting her acting and and then going back and creating stuff. I don't know, we were all like, I can't imagine I doing that in addition, and during COVID when it was frightening times. And she's one of a kind, that's for sure.
She is. I love the scene at the end, obviously, when Tanya breaks the news to Belinda that she's not going to help her with her wellness center. It's all about Tanya, and she gives her a huge wad of money. Belinda cries, but then Tanya comes back for her sunglasses. So I'm crying and laughing. And then the phone rings and she says, this is a spa. And now Natasha said that was you. You put that in, the sunglass bit. That's so brilliant. Where did that come from?
Well, I think it came from just, I did it. The actress, in other words, I accidentally left the sunglasses in there. And the minute I exit the spa, Mike is outside sitting at a monitor. And I said to him, don't cut the scene. I said, please let me go back in and get those glasses. I said, because how all those, those people that are really rich that could totally replace their sunglasses, but they don't want to spend that extra money. Like, I would never have gone back in for those. No. I would never have done that. But I thought there are those people that are just like, I love those glasses. I just love those glasses. So I said, can I do that? And Mike said, yes. And then I went in and got them. And then I came out and later in the day, I said to Mike, I said, I don't think we should do that. I think we should cut that. I think you should cut that. Mike goes, no, I'm not doing, no, I'm leaving it in. So whatever. So that was what you're right. He was the, but I want Mike to get full credit for all those lines he wrote for me. I very little was improvised in White Lotus.
Yeah, the writing's incredible. Like your scenes opposite John Gries are also brilliant. The scene at the dinner when she misinterprets BLM, very funny. It's a reminder that Mike's really good at razor sharp comedy writing. Like there's a lot of stuff going on in White Lotus, but it can be very funny. How much do you enjoy reciting the words that Mike puts on the page, like that BLM scene?
I could so relate to, you know, I mean, I did, all of us sort of know, especially living in the United States and stuff, the whole BLM thing, boy, did that, we certainly, there's very few people that don't know what that is, but I was playing a character that was, and that is sort of oblivious, just completely oblivious about, just about important things and being, just sort of, I played someone who's very confused. So I thought that that was a very funny thing that Mike wrote about that. But I think also Mike thinks I get a lot of things wrong, and he's getting it all in there that, where it's like,
yeah,
just where I like, pay attention to someone telling a story, but I only pay attention to half the story they're telling. And then,
oh yeah,
and
I
so,
hear you.
yeah.
And then Tanya lets loose in Greg's hotel room, and she confesses that she's a needy person. She's deeply insecure, explains about both parents abused her. She's carrying around these ashes. The core of the onion, has a full breakdown and cries. It's the top scene for you because you just really have to let it all out. What was it like on set for you that day when you had to be super vulnerable and just really go completely 100%?
I don't know, I was, I don't know. I don't know if it was going that well that day. I don't know. I was really tired, and I don't know. I don't know. I didn't think it was going so well, but I don't know. I was very distracted, and I was sort of, I don't know, angry at myself and stuff. So I went in. There was a bathroom off the room, the main room in that scene, and I just went in there, and I don't know. I just sort of, I don't know, I don't know, pulled myself together, I guess, and then walked out, and it came out differently. But I don't know. It really sucks. That's what stinks the most about being an actor. Is like some days, I don't know. Some days are just not. There's some days and you're like, oh, you're in it, and it's going so, seems to be going so good and fun, and you're getting whatever. And then there are those days where you're like, I don't know what, it's like you have brain damage or something sometimes, and you're like, I don't know, I can't squeeze out a tear. I'm like, what's wrong with me? And yeah, those are the days where you're just like, oh my God. It's like swimming in molasses. You're like, oh my God, get me out of this.
Yeah. And yet you were able to do that scene with John, and it's really impactful. It's the moment where we just think she's gone unhinged, but yet she's dealing with so much grief and loss and insecurity, and it was beautiful and really tender. So I mean, kudos to you for being able to do that, especially if you're having an off day. We all have off days. It's horrible.
Well, we do, but also I have to, give credit to John Gries, because, John Gries, he's such a good actor, and everybody knows and loves him for, of course he's, I think he's been in a lot of things, but I think he really put himself on the map with Napoleon Dynamite, and he's Uncle Rico, of course. But you know, he did something very interesting. Sometimes, I don't know, this has happened in my life, you know, you're crying your eyes out. And then like someone can say something just, I don't know, it's just something you want to hear in the middle of sobbing or something. Someone just says, you know, well, before you cry your guts out, Jennifer, there, you know, there's a puppy in the garage that I got you, you know, something like, you know what I mean? Like a little, oh, there, right, perfect sound cue. You know, like, you know what I mean? That thing that takes you out, like out of your self-centered, you know, your self-centered torment. And, you know, it was, you know, pretty sort of, you know, kind of harsh wording that John used, but it is sometimes a girl sometimes just wants to hear like, you know, you're in hell. And then the, you know, and you just want a man to say, you know, something along that.
Yeah, I'll just use my imagination.
On that
My
one.
final question, Jennifer, before we let you go, is the show's became a critical commercial success. HBO renewed it for season 2. It's been in production in Sicily, which is, you know, that means a lot to me. That's where my family are from.
Oh,
So
really?
what can you tell us about season 2, given that you are attached to it? Were you in Sicily filming? Like what can you tell us?
I think at this point, HBO is letting me say, yes, we filmed in Sicily. And they won't really let me say much beyond that, except
I figured.
I think I'm allowed to say that, you know, I am Tanya again. You know, I'm not somebody else. I'm that character's coming back, but they're really editing me and not letting me say anything yet.
Well, I think we should just not say another word, because it's better to be not spoiled and surprised. We're so looking forward to it.
Yeah, I do want to say one thing. There's one thing that I don't think they'll be mad about, but I do want to say, I witnessed a lot of the filming of a lot of those scenes, and a lot of the scenes I wasn't in. And, you know, there's some new actors in this new one coming up, and I just have to say, we got lucky twice. White Lotus 1 was the greatest gift. I think all of us feel that way. Look at all those girls that were nominated. We all talk about how grateful we are, and the guys too. They were all nominated too. But it was, I witnessed something really exceptional. I mean, on the second round too, just as much as the first. I mean, I saw some stuff and I'm like, oh my God, people are going to really like it. I mean, people are going to be really excited, and it's very, Mike White really knows how to tell a story.
Oh, yeah.
It's a really cool story too. So.
Oh, I can't wait. It's so exciting. But in the meantime, Jennifer, thank you so much for your time. It's been a real pleasure, and congrats on your nomination. Have fun at the Emmys, at the red carpet, and fingers crossed for you on that night.
Okay, thanks so much. Thanks for the interview.